Welcome to As the Story Grows. I'm Brian Patton. Today we welcome Piebald frontman Travis Shettel to the podcast. Piebald will release their first new album in almost 20 years, Tales for the Rages, this Friday on Iodine Recordings. Travis talks about the band reuniting and what led to them writing new music, how he's evolved as a lyricist, the band's relationship with Iodine Recordings, American Hearts becoming a meme, and more. It was so great getting to have Travis on the podcast. I figured there were plenty of the complete history of Piebald podcasts that exist, and I even saw a new one released recently that you can find that out if you really want the whole history of Piebald, if you aren't familiar with the band. But I wanted to dive into reuniting and the new album and Piebald as it exists now. So I hope you enjoy this conversation. Thanks so much for checking out this episode of As the Story Grows. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, welcome. You can find links in our show notes or at asthestorygrows.com for our mailing list, our Discord server, and our Patreon page. This coming weekend, June 13th and 14th, as the Story Grows, will be out at Warped Tour in Washington, D.C. If you're planning on coming to the festival, I would love to meet anybody who's there. I will be taking photos, interviewing bands at the festival, but I will also have As the Story Grows stickers, and I would just love to hang out and meet people who are fans of the podcast. Enjoy today's conversation with Travis from Piebald. Well, I'm stoked to have you on. There are enough history of Piebald podcast out there to exist without going through your entire lifetime. But I kind of want to start where when the band decided to get back together again and start playing shows again, what was kind of the catalyst for that?
Our very good friends, the label Chain Letter Collective, they reissued our songs digitally. And so when they all came back to Spotify and iTunes, it seemed like a good reason to celebrate. But it's led to a lot more than I suspected, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Was it just like, okay, we'll play some one-off shows, these festival dates, and then
Yeah, we did the East Coast and West Coast, which I remember was the summer of 2016. Mm-hmm. And then I think people started asking us to play festival things, and then it was like we did Boston Calling and a few other things, and then it just led to us just playing more shows and sort of reigniting that. We usually do a set of Christmas shows, so we kind of have pulled that off almost every year lately too. So I think it's just led to us just being a band again as much as we can be in our late 40s.
Right. And the way the music industry has shifted, it helps where like that pressure of like tour and make it doesn't exist the same way it did before, where you can kind of just be a band forever as you want, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. We can. I believe go on record as saying we're never going to ever say we broke up again. You know, there will never be that. You don't have to. We can just not do something for a little while or a couple years at this point. And it just doesn't. It's fine. That's cool. It's understood. We are so lucky that we're even putting out a record this year, in my opinion. I still can't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, we made it to this finish line. And there was more that we could have made a different record, you know, like if we had had more time, but I think this was the right record at this time. And that just means hopefully we got another one in us. You know?
Yeah. It seems so many bands kind of reunite and ride this nostalgia wave for a little bit. And then at some point there's like you get tired of playing the old songs and it's like, okay, we have to write some new material to play live. Is that kind of the trajectory?
Yeah, you need to add new chapters to the book, right? Yeah. You can reissue your old records, which I think has also been kind of like a social boost for us, right?
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, cool, you can get Piebald's records again, and they sound better, and it looks better. It's like the vinyl looks great, sounds great. The songs online sound great. So it's like, okay, cool, that brings attention. But I feel like eventually as creative human beings, we reached a point where it was like, you can't just play these songs forever. And they will be the basis of every Piebald set you hear forever. But that doesn't mean we don't want to still be creative and add something new. I mean, we're already together to play old songs. Why can't we be together to play new ones?
Yeah.
So I also think the Christmas EP sort of broke something open for us, because I was definitely against the idea of new songs. And then we did the Christmas thing, which was easier because they didn't have to be real Piebald songs.
Right.
They just had to be fun, and we had to enjoy playing them. And obviously they were holiday related, but they didn't have the weight of it being a true Piebald song.
Yeah.
But I think that helped open the gates for us to be like, oh, this is fun. We're enjoying it. Let's try writing a song that doesn't have to do with Santa Claus, let's get back to see what happens if we try writing a couple songs, real songs.
Yeah. Yeah. With the approach to this new record, there's kind of that like initial pre-COVID like emo revival boom, and it kind of settled out. It seemed like a lot of bands who reunited kind of had a like fuck it mentality, like we don't have to sound like we used to sound. Like, was that your approach? Just like, let's not worry about like being piebald and just write what we want to write?
No, I think we were I think it was very much a concern of ours. If we're going to put out a new record, it has to speak to the people who have been on this journey with us. We can't take them on a left turn. They're not going to follow us. And I don't expect them to if we did that. Like, we're not, and I hope that we sort of spanned everything, right? We went a little backwards to go forwards, tried to pull things from how maybe we would have done them in the past and take them into a new era where we're obviously just different. We can't be the people we were 25, 30 years ago. We are just not. It's impossible. And all four of us, our lives around us are not the same. We don't create the same way. It's just going to be a different thing. But I think it still has a lot of what Piebald is in it. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you guys initially get connected with Iodine for the vinyl reissues?
Casey's been talking. I mean, we've known Casey forever, but he's been talking to us about Piebald for the last few years. He came down to New Orleans once for work, and my wife and I met him, and we had a couple beers at the time, and he was talking about Iodine and stuff happening. And then he sent me the Quicksand, the box. Yeah. And I think that was, quite honestly, to like make me see like, oh, this is something beautiful that came out on that label.
Yeah.
And that definitely primed me. And then I think where was it? Vegas, when we played Best Friends Forever Festival, we had like an actual meeting with him, the four of us, and him and Joe Grillo, who's also part of the label. I think maybe it was somewhere else. Anyway, 3 years ago, before all the re-releases started, we had like an actual sit-down meeting with him at one of the festivals, and I think everybody felt like, okay, we want all of our music to ideally be in the same place with someone who cares about it, who's also willing to put out our new music.
Yeah.
And that he was like, yep, let's go. And so,
nice.
The records looked great. We've known Casey for a long time, and Joe. And Iodine was always a staple in Boston when we were there. And now it's back, and it's awesome, and we're happy to be part of the family. It's just sort of much like other Piebald things. It just sort of naturally felt like the right thing to do, and here we are.
New album's called Tales for the Rages. I mean, it's been, nearly 2 decades since the band has put out an album. Obviously, life has changed, but how has you seen yourself kind of grow and evolve as a lyricist when you approach this album?
Well, I don't know. I guess, I've just read more and had more experience and experienced another 2 decades of what seems like civilization going backwards almost too.
Yeah.
Like right now there is a lot to talk about, I think. Yeah. And I think people are struggling and extremely disappointed by what really, really, really rich people are doing with the government and the resources of our world. And I think it's like sort of bringing us to a breaking point as human beings. And I think that is obviously a core thing to the new Piebald record, and it helped to sort of cement the vibe. I don't think it's all like negative or only social commentary or, but I do think that is represented in the lyrical fodder of the whole thing,
Yeah. I mean, does that kind of just inspire the Tales of the Rages name of the album?
I think originally thought that the epic Tales for the Rages line in one of the songs was more like a story you'd tell at a party about some other thing that happened in the past, where you're like almost adding like details to make it bigger and better. But then it also can, I think, represent tales for doing something with our anger. So.
What was kind of the inspiration? I mean, you kind of have always been like a band on the cover photo. Like, what led to that decision this time around?
Well, quite honestly, we went down several roads that like didn't work for us.
Okay.
We were on this like cryptozoologic trip for a while where we had like a rougarou and some other moth being and things. We're having like a party, and it just wasn't feeling right. And then Andy started making sort of like nature paint by number style things, and like that wasn't sitting right. And then Andy just put together a quick collage of our faces that seemed like, I was like, okay, it's maybe not what I was envisioning, but I like where it's going, and it's just the four of us. Cool. Yeah. And then we sent it to the same guy who'd been doing the art that we weren't connecting with because of our choices. And then he sort of recreated the whole thing, and we were like, oh yeah, this seems right. Then somebody in-house in Iodine put the text on it, and we fought over where it was supposed to end up on the record cover for a whole nother like 2 weeks. Yeah. But I think we ended up in a good place. And it may not have been what any of us suspected out of the gate trying to make the record art, but I think we like where we ended up.
Yeah. Yep. I know kind of with the emo resurgence, or like, I don't know, however you want to frame it, but it seems like a lot of bands have found maybe more success in this second wave of life than the first go round. How has it been for you? I mean, did you ever feel a part of that scene, or was it just like weird to be like labeled? I mean, I think everybody hated being labeled emo back then, right?
Yeah, it's not it wasn't looked at as a positive, right? Even though I think what we were doing and what the genre was doing went far beyond emo. But anyway, yeah, that was like sort of a negative. And definitely, we were in that whole scene with those bands. You know, we played with Thursday, Hot Rod Circuit, Saves the Day, Newfound Glory. The list could go on and on. But then I do think now, 20 to 30 years past us originating in sort of, you know, the mid 90s, whatever, I would say we're bigger. There's more, there's like a next generation of fans. Which I never saw coming when I was a kid. You know, we weren't thinking about that. And now you're like, oh, people bring their children to the show sometimes, or nephews, and people are in a whole like generation in between the parent and child has been able to find Piebald, who either never got to see us or wants to see us again. Yeah. And like, I think that's just adding to the whatever like pretty small legacy that we have, but we have one. You know, like on the scale of things, we're not a household name at all, but we can play anywhere in the country, and there's probably going to be like 100 to 500 people there, depending where we are, and that's beautiful. Yeah. Yep. And you're going to play American Hearts, and everybody's going to sing along. Absolutely. We will not play American Hearts. I promise you that. Yeah. Was it weird to see that song kind of get memeified? I just like post-COVID, I know I saw a lot of like, you're part of it memes. Yeah, those, and then It Doesn't Look Good to Me. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I guess it was a little weird. But when people are bored, they do funny things. Yeah, yeah. It is not such an uncommon social saying anyway, right? It's like you're going to say that in your everyday speak. Yeah. But then hopefully you think of us when you say it. Hey! You're part of it! Yeah! You're part of it! New album's out June 12th because everybody's older and has jobs, responsibilities, families, kids. What's the plan for trying to play shows or tour this album? Well, now it is officially confirmed we're doing 2 record store release shows. So on the day it comes out, we're playing Rough Trade in New York. Nice. And then on the 13th, which is the day after, we're going to play Bridge 9, which I think is in Beverly, Mass, but I'm not positive. And then it looks like we're going to be hitting the road at least for, I think, East Coast dates in October. But hopefully the second half of the year, you'll see more of us out on the road. I hope so. The first half of the year, we've been so busy making videos, which is crazy. It's like, we haven't made 4 videos in our entire career, and now we're trying to whip out 4 videos before June 12th. So 2 are out. I think the 3rd one's done, and we're about to film the 4th one in May, which we're in May, aren't we? So 3 weeks from now. Yeah. Do you have someone at the label or someone on your team you just to like delegate social media and video content to, or is that just like someone at the label has to be like, hey guys, you got to post some shit? Yeah, they'll probably say to us, because we mostly Dana does the posting for us now. We just let him take over the Piebald Instagram. But I know often, right, it's those collaborative posts where Iodine will tag us, excuse me, and like then you just say, yeah, we're part of posting this thing, you know, whatever. But I know Dana's pretty good about it. And if he ever gets questions for us, I know he always will ask me. But yes, I think sometimes Iodine will be like, "Hey guys, why didn't you post this?" Or like, "Well, why don't you talk about this thing?" You know. So yeah, I get it. A label should do that to us.